Your friendly neighborhood angry guy here. Today discussing why password bros could destabilize the West. Password bros could destabilize the West. Password bros could destabilize the West. So the password bro movement is predominantly among African American men leaving the United States, going over to the Philippines or other Asian countries, as well as some Spanish speaking countries to find wives. And it is a growing movement. And a number of white men also are now beginning to join the trend. White Americans are beginning to join the trend and saying, yeah, we're going to jump on this. Now, a lot of people don't understand that this is a very serious thing. Right now, it's a trend. Trends become normalities, and the normalities become traditions. And where we're heading is, and you guys know my predictions. One day, young man wants to get a wife, or just a man in general, and says, "Hey, well, it's time to get a wife. So I'm going to go overseas because you're not going to find anyone here in America." And literally, that's where we're headed. Men walking away. MWA, men walking away from society, walking away from social norms, and choosing their own path and leaving all the bullshit behind. And this is exactly what we're witnessing right now. These men that are walking away, these are not low value men. These are plan B guys. These are stable men. And when women are done with Chad and Tyrone, these are the guys that they think that they're going to run back to, that they think they're going to be able to have a relationship with. And these guys don't want them. These guys are like, yeah, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I want you guys to check out this video. Let's listen to this video together.
So he was the first guy that I met of all those guys who sent
Wow.
flowers, chocolates.
What is the qualities that you like about him?
He was the first one you met. You see, he was serious. So you didn't play games. Oh, I need to date more. I need to date more.
I was working, as a lawyer and a businessman, wanted to move to the Philippines back.
You can't bring your Filipina back to the States because she's going to get so corrupted. Not here. This is one of those stories, once again, of a man that bought her and she wanted to come back.
So this is actually the Black Filipino TV. You guys can check it out. I'll see if I can link you guys in the comments if I'm not feeling too lazy. But I wanted you to see that. I wanted you to see that little piece because what's really happening here is is just an example of what's going to grow more. This guy's a lawyer and a businessman, right? But he's not Chad, he's not Tyrone. He's just an older guy that worked hard, went to law school and ran a business. And guess what? He wasn't good enough for American women. Okay, he's a stable man. So what does he do? He goes overseas. He finds himself a woman who wants a man that's not going to run the streets, not going to go around sleeping around with other women. Is able to hold a job. This guy's a lawyer, businessman, and and this could help her raise someone she can raise a family with. And this is what women traditionally looked for in a man. And guess what? These women are grateful to have these men. And she went to the U.S. with this guy, and she said she wanted to go back to the Philippines. Now they're back in the Philippines. The reason why I'm pointing this out is for right now, one of the interesting things is this. The black guys that are going over to the Philippines, these aren't low value guys. All right? These guys are men with jobs, men that have money in their pocket. And if you think about it, what's happening with the black community right now is the black men that the black community needs to rebuild that community are all dipping. Okay? And this is a trend that we're seeing now. This is where things get interesting. Black guys only make up a small percentage of the population. And, guys who are stable and so forth in these communities, these are the guys that you need. They're taking off. A lot of white guys are now saying, you know what? We're tired of America. We're tired of being treated like crap. We're tired of being blamed for everything. And they're looking at these guys, see them going overseas, and they're like, you know what? I'm tired of this crap. I'm getting out of here too. The reason why I bring this up is because this trend is major. Because when you begin to witness white guys jumping on this trend and saying, and this is what's happening now, and say, yeah, we're taking off too. This completely changes. This changes everything in the United States. It changes everything in the West. It can literally destabilize the West because these are men taking their money overseas with them. So they're taking their money to the Philippines. These are the Plan B guys. A lot of men today are like, you know what? I'm not having anything to do with this. There are guys. I've seen guys on this channel that are ripped, make over $100,000 a year, and they're going to the Philippines. You know, tall guys like 6 feet tall, ripped. You know, handsome, making tons of money, and they're like, you know what? It's not enough for these women. It's not enough in the U.S. I mean, it's hard just being on my own. I can't hold on a woman with $100,000 in the U.S. You know, it's not good enough for her. And these men are like, yo, well, I'm going to the Philippines. I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to Indonesia. I'm going to Cambodia. You know, they're going overseas. Some guys are going to Brazil. You know, they're going to other countries. And one thing that's really terrible is like a lot of African American women, they started attacking the women overseas, saying that these women are poor and that they are uneducated. In the Philippines, Filipino women have a significantly higher education rate than African American women. This is the truth. And they started saying some terrible things about African American women, saying that I can't even repeat that because I don't want any problems on YouTube. But it was just absolutely insane. They were referring to calling them hyenas and saying that they smelled bad. And it was like literally this is like some terrible stuff that were happening. I told you, yeah? Some terrible stuff that was happening on YouTube. And it's because and it was happening not just on YouTube, but also on TikTok. Because these women started, you know, these African American women started criticizing these Asian women, and they went to war. And not just Asian women overseas, like Asian women living in the United States. You know, these are women like, you know, who grew up in America, who are Americans, American citizens, and they got angry about that. They got really, really fierce about that, and they had to put these women in check. And it's going to be a growing. It's literally like this. I'm telling you guys, it's not. These are not low value men. These are the men that women in America don't want anymore because they aren't good enough for them. I don't want you with your little job. You know what? You a train conductor? You drive a little train? Ha 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 ha. And what these guys do? These guys are like, okay, you know what? I'm out, and I'm not coming back. And women laughed about this, but guess what? They laugh about this in their 20s. They laugh about it in their 30s. Now they're pushing 40, and they're like, wait a minute, where are these Plan B guys going? I need to have a family with you. And these guys are like, aha, I told you I left. I'm not even talking to you. They're not even around anymore. All right? This is exactly what's happening. I'm telling y'all, this can destabilize us. It'll completely shift the power around in the United States. All right? Because if men are just walking away from society, it's a serious issue. If men give up on society and say, "Yo, we don't, you know, we're not even gonna mess with it anymore. We're not messing around with society anymore like that. We're just taking a step back. We're focusing on ourselves." This means men don't even want to protect the country. Like, I mean, they're going to protect themselves, you know, but you know, fighting in a war, trying to hold none of that. And women, you know, there's a saying: women are born rich and die poor, and men are born poor and die rich. And this is exactly what's happening because as women are getting older, more and more men are just like, yeah, you're aging yourself out. Like you burnt the candles at both ends. You collected all your rewards in your 20s, sometimes even through your 30s, and now you're post wall and like you want to start a family. I mean, 36 is a geriatric pregnancy. There's a lot of women who are like in their late 30s now, and they're like trying to have kids, and like they're finding it hard to have kids. But there are other women telling them, "My grandmother had a kid or my mother had a kid when she was 43," and they're actually believing this crazy stuff. You know, like 36 is considered a geriatric pregnancy. You know, 90% of a woman's eggs are gone after the age of 35. And there are women saying, like, oh, 35 is the optimal age to freeze your eggs. It's the final age to freeze your eggs. By the time you're 35 years old, most of your eggs are gone if you're a woman. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this phenomenon and how it can reshape the United States. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to men walking away or death. And Cheers.